Every 4 years, the United States holds an election for president. But there are many other elections that can be nearly as important to all of us and affect the way our government operates. The United States Constitution, written in 1787, lays the groundwork for how our government works. It's basically the rule book for our country. It established 3 branches of government: the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. The president is the head of the executive branch, which enforces federal laws. The Supreme Court of the United States is the highest court in the nation and heads the judiciary branch. Its main job is to interpret the Constitution and ensure that every American gets equal justice under the law. That leaves the legislative branch. It's headed by Congress, the country's lawmakers, who write, submit, and vote on laws that govern our country. Congress is divided into 2 chambers, the House of Representatives and the Senate, in what's known as a bicameral legislature. And the delegates for both are elected by popular vote. The founders of the Constitution believed that creating a bicameral legislature would help individual states and their citizens be represented fairly. The number of representatives in the House are chosen in proportion to a state's population, while every state, no matter what size, gets only 2 senators. That's why the House of Representatives can have as many as 435 members, while the Senate is capped at 100. So who can actually run for Congress? For the House of Representatives, you have to be at least 25 years old, a citizen of the United States for at least 7 years, and live in the state you're representing. For the Senate, you actually have to be 30 years old and a U.S. citizen for at least 9 years. And the differences don't stop there. Members of the House of Representatives are only elected for 2 years at a time. Then they have to run for re-election. But senators are elected for 6-year terms. The Senate is divided into thirds. Every 2 years, a third of the Senate runs for re-election. That brings us to midterm elections, the elections that happen in the middle of a presidential term. They're seen as a pretty big deal for our country. They often swing the representation in Congress from one political party to the other. And unlike the president, who can only serve for 2 terms, there are no term limits for congresspeople, meaning that either a senator or representative can serve as long as they keep getting reelected. The current record holder? That goes to Representative John Dingell Jr. of Michigan, who served more than 59 years. The point of all of this? These people are your elected officials. They help give a voice in government to you. So whether it's for president, senator, or representative, voters have a say about who sits in government, which is what America is all about.